As we approached, we were confronted by the ruined splendor of Sparta Command. The true immensity of the place became instantly apparent as our quantum tank crunched over the rubble and parked next to a shuttered bunker, but the extent of the destruction took weeks to assess. The shielded data core had sustained several massive breaches, and smoke still billowed from the numerous cannon ports. There were few signs of human life. Lady Deirdre Sky, Our Secret War.
Proper care and education for our children remains a cornerstone of our entire colonization effort. Children not only shape our future, they determine in many ways our present. Men and women work harder knowing their children are safe and close at hand. And never forget that, with children present, parents will defend their home to the death. Colonel Corazon Santiago, Planet, a Survivalist's Guide.
It is every citizen's final duty to go into the tanks and to become one with all the people. Chairman Shen Jiyang, Ethics for Tomorrow.
Having now established a secure perimeter, we have made ourselves relatively safe from enemy incursions. But against the seemingly random attacks by planet's native life, only our array of warning sensors can help us. For the mindworms infiltrate through every crevice and chew through anything softer than plasma steel. Lady Deirdre Sky, The Early Years.
The klaxon began to wail, but we felt the reassuring tingle of the tachyon field crackling to life around us, encasing the entire base in its impenetrable glow. Spartan Kell, The Fall of Sparta.
The entire character of a base and its inhabitants can be absorbed in a quick trip to the Rack Commons. The sweaty arenas of Fort Legion, the glittering gambling halls of Morgan Bank, the sunny lovers' trysts in Gaia's High Garden, or the somber reading rooms of UN headquarters. Even the feeding bay at the Hive gives stark insight into the sleeping demons of Yang's communal utopia. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
Life is merely an orderly decay of energy states, and survival requires the continual discovery of new energy to pump into the system. He who controls the sources of energy controls the means of survival. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, The Centauri Monopoly.
I don't know, but I've been told.
I don't know, but I've been told.
Deirdre's got a network node.
Deirdre's got a network node.
Likes to press the on-off switch.
Likes to press the on-off switch.
Dig that crazy guy on which.
Dig that crazy guy on which.
Spartan, barracks, march!
Yes, sir!
Although planet's native life is based, like Earth's, on right-handed DNA and codes for all the same amino acids, the inevitable chemical and structural differences from 1 billion years of evolution in an alien environment render the native plant life highly poisonous to humans. Juicy ripe grenade fruits may look appealing, but a mouthful of organonitrates will certainly change your mind in a hurry. Lady Deirdre Sky, A Comparative Biology of Planet.
The popular stereotype of the researcher is that of a skeptic and a pessimist. Nothing could be further from the truth. Scientists must be optimists at heart, in order to block out the incessant chorus of those who say, it cannot be done. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, University Commencement.
Richard Baxton piloted his recon rover into a fungal vortex and held off 4 waves of mindworms, saving an entire colony. We immediately purchased his identity manifests and repackaged him into the Recon Rover Rick character with a multi-tiered media campaign. Televids, touchbooks, holos, sci-tours, the works. People need heroes. They don't need to know how he died clawing his eyes out, screaming for mercy. The real story would just hurt sales and dampen the spirits of our customers. Mythology for Profit. Morgan Stellar Tott's keynote speech.
That sunny dome, those caves of ice, and all who heard should see them there, and all should cry, beware, beware, his flashing eyes, his floating hair. Weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honey-dew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Data links.
In the Great Commons at Gaia's Landing, we have a tall and particularly beautiful stand of white pine, planted at the time of the first colonies. It represents our promise to the people and to planet itself, never to repeat the tragedy of Earth. Lady Deirdre Skye, Planet Dreams. You see in this dome the intermingling of native and earth plants. Outside, they are competitors, struggling over the trace elements required for life. Often, one destroys the other. Here they are tended with care and kept well nourished. They thrive together, and the native fungus does not unleash its terrible defenses. As you can see, competition is unnecessary when resources are plentiful and population growth is controlled. Lady Deirdre Skye, Planet Dreams.
It will happen, and it will happen in our lifetimes. Fusion power isn't just the future. Fusion power is now. T.M. Morgan Riley, Morgan Metagenics.
Have you ever wondered why clouds behave in such familiar ways when each specimen is so unique? Or why the energy exchange market is so unpredictable? In the coming age, we must develop and apply non-linear mathematical models to real-world phenomena. We shall seek and find the hidden fractal keys which can unravel the chaos around us. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, University Commencement.
Some civilian workers got in among the research patients today and became so hysterical I felt compelled to have them nerve stapled. The consequence, of course, will be another public relations nightmare, but I was severely shaken by the extent of their revulsion towards a project so vital to our survival. CEO Nwabuike Morgan, The Personal Diary.
It is a medical commonplace that the tissues of the human body replace themselves regularly, essentially creating an entirely new body every 7 years. From whence then come cancer and the slow degeneration of age? They exist as faults in the patterns of intelligence within the genes themselves. By reprogramming these smallest parts, the whole becomes well. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, Nonlinear Genetics.
Captain said to big old John Henry, "That old drill keeps a coming round. Take that steam drill out and start it on that job. Let it whop, that steel on down. Let it whop, that steel on down." Traditional data links.
Look at any photograph or work of art. If you could duplicate exactly the first tiny dot of color, and then the next, and the next, you would end with a perfect copy of the whole, indistinguishable from the original in every way, including the so-called moral value of the art itself. Nothing can transcend its smallest element. CEO Nwabuike Morgan, The Ethics of Greed. And when at last it is time for the transition from megacorporation to planetary government, from entrepreneur to emperor, it is then that the true genius of our strategy shall become apparent. For energy is the lifeblood of this society, and when the chips are down, he who controls the energy supply controls planet. In former times, the energy monopoly was called the power company. We intend to give this name an entirely new meaning. CEO Nwabuike Morgan, The Centauri Monopoly.
My gift to industry is the genetically engineered worker, or Jinjack, specially designed for labor. The Jinjack's muscles and nerves are ideal for his task, and the cerebral cortex has been atrophied so that he can desire nothing except to perform his duties. Tyranny, you say? How can you tyrannize someone who cannot feel pain? Chairman Shen Jiyang, SS on Mind and Matter.